It is the same, but with a slight difference. The emphasis is now not on the gap, but on the turning. The outgoing and ingoing breath make a circle. Remember, these are not two parallel lines. We always think of them as two parallel lines, breath going in and breath going out. Do you think that these are two parallel lines? They are not. Breath going in is half the circle, breath going out is the other half of the circle. So understand this: first, breathing in and out creates a circle. They are not parallel lines, because parallel lines never meet anywhere. Secondly, the breath coming in and the breath going out are not two breaths, they are one breath. The same breath which comes in, goes out, so it must have a turn inside. It must turn somewhere. There must be a point where the incoming breath becomes outgoing. Why put such emphasis upon turning? Because, Shiva says, as breath turns from down to up and again as breath curves from up to down, through both these turns, realize. Very simple, but he says, realize the turns and you will realize the self. Why the turn? If you know driving, you know about gears. Each time you change the gear, you have to pass through the neutral gear, which is not a gear at all. From the first gear you move to the second, or from the second to the third, but always you have to move through the neutral gear. That neutral gear is a turning point. In that turning point the first gear becomes the second and the second becomes the third. When your breath goes in and turns out, it passes through the neutral gear, otherwise it cannot turn out. It passes through the neutral territory. In that neutral territory you are neither a body nor a soul, neither physical nor mental, because the physical is a gear of your being and the mental is another gear of your being. You go on moving from gear to gear, but you must have a neutral gear where you are neither body nor mind. In that neutral gear you are simply an existence, pure, simple, unembodied, with no mind. That is why there is the emphasis on the turn. Man is a machine, a large, very complicated machine. You have many gears in your body, many gears in your mind. You are not aware of your great mechanism, but you are a great machine. And it is good that you are not aware, otherwise you could go mad. The body is such a great machine that scientists say if we had to create a factory parallel to the human body, it would require 4 square miles of land, and the noise would be such that 100 square miles of land would be disturbed by it. The body is a great mechanical device, the greatest. You have millions and millions of cells and each cell is alive. So you are a big city of 70 million cells, there are 70 million citizens inside you, and the whole city is running very silently, smoothly. Every moment the mechanism is working. It is very complicated. These techniques will be related at many points with the mechanism of your body and the mechanism of your mind. But always the emphasis will be on those points where suddenly you are not part of the mechanism, remember this. Suddenly you are not part of the mechanism. There are moments when you change gears. For example, in the night when you drop into sleep you change gears, because during the day you need a different mechanism for a waking consciousness, a different part of the mind functions. Then you drop into sleep, and that part becomes non-functioning. Another part of the mind begins to function, and there is a gap, an interval, a turning. A gear is changed. In the morning when you are again getting up, the gear is changed. You are silently sitting, and suddenly someone says something and you get angry, you move into a different gear. That is why everything changes. If you get angry, your breathing will suddenly change. Your breathing will become irritated, chaotic. A trembling will get into your breathing, you will feel suffocated. Your whole body would like to do something, shatter something, only then can the suffocation disappear. Your breathing will change, your blood will take a different rhythm, a different movement. Different chemicals will have to be released in the body, the whole glandular system will have to change. You become a different man when you are angry. A car is standing, you start it. Do not put it in any gear, let it be in neutral. It will go on pulling, vibrating, trembling, but it cannot move, it will get hot. That is why, when you are angry and you cannot do something, you will get hot. The mechanism is ready to run and do something and you are not doing, you will get hot. You are a mechanism, but, of course, not only a mechanism. You are more, but the more has to be found. When you get into a gear, everything changes inside. When you change the gear, there is a turning. Shiva says, as breath turns from down to up, and again as breath curves from up to down, through both these turns, realize. We bring you the realistic, knowledge-exploring and entertaining contents putting hard effort through thorough deep core level research and study. If you really want to appreciate our work, please do subscribe our channel, and that will make no difference to you, but it will be a great help to us.